Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about authentication when using Sitecore Composable APIs. It's pretty easy topic because basically you always use JWT token that is accepted by pretty much all of the Sitecore APIs, but there are a couple of ways of doing it and I will show all of them in this video. So first I will go to XM Cloud and I will create credentials. So credentials is basically you create your own automation client and you will get a client ID and client secret, which you can then use in your custom application, like any automation, or in this case, it's just a simple Postman request. So I will create a new request. I will post the data to authentication server for Sitecore. I have my client ID, client secret here. So I will add client ID first, then client secret here. And I have my audience, which is pretty standard for most of the automations, and grant type, client credentials, all is pretty much standard for OAuth authentication type. So I will send it, and what I get here is you can see it's a pretty much standard JWT token, and this access token has the following scopes, and the following expires in is like, this basically says that it expires in 24 hours. And these scopes say that you can use this for these purposes in XM Cloud APIs. So what I can do now is I can actually copy this token and create a new request to XM Cloud to query some data, perform some action using this token. So I will add it to, I will use bearer token authentication type. I will save the token here. What we're gonna do is, let's see. We're gonna get organizations. In this case, organization info. So we can go back to XM Cloud, and if we open the network console, we refresh the page, we will pretty much see all the requests XM Cloud UI is sending back to the APIs. So it's a client-side application which works with the APIs the same way you can work with APIs from your own application or any backend automation. So I will send a GET request to organizations endpoint, and I will get all these automations clients which we've created. This is basically the one we've just created. It says test, and you have client ID. So you can see that it pretty much worked. It got the clients for this context organization. That was one way of querying data using the token which you can create, and then using client ID and client secret just repeatedly get the token. You can also get the same information by using browser token. So browser token you can get if you go to Chrome and in the network console, for each of the requests to XM Cloud APIs, you can go to authorization section and you can just copy the token over there, and that token is also JWT token, and you can use it to pretty much query any information in XM Cloud, or as you can see later in some other APIs as well. So the last way of doing it, and there might be more of course, like I'm choosing the most frequently used ones, is using Sitecore CLI to get your kind of desktop /CLI token. So basically here I have sample blank XM Cloud project. I do Sitecore.net Cloud login, and it will allow me to log in from the CLI to Sitecore APIs. So I do this, and now if I go to just Explorer, I go to Sitecore folder. In this user.json file, I will have the access token and also refresh token. Access token is going to be valid for 24 hours, and you can also refresh it. But again, for typical automation scenarios, client ID, client secret option number 1 actually works best. But you will see later why you might need this one as well. So you can also get organizations using CLI token. Authorization, we'll just copy this token we've just copied from the JSON file, and we just need to remove a few extra characters here, right? Yes. We send it, you see it's pretty much the same response, same APIs return the same data for different tokens which we've received in 3 different ways. So this website, jwt.io, lets you actually decode the token and see some valuable information about this token. So you can see, like in this example, we have IAT, it's when it was issued, expiration is actually expiration date of the token. You can see all the scopes and everything here that just tells you what you can do with this token. In this case, you can see like it's XM Cloud deploy and all the related scopes. This tool, this website allows you to actually convert this timestamp into some actual date, and you see that like it's valid for 1 day. That EXP, it's valid for 1 day. And this token, it's a browser token. We can also copy it here. You can see that, yeah, it's pretty much, it's very similar. Like expiration date on Hoover, you can see when it actually expires. And scopes, it's got a lot more scopes. It basically tells that like you can do a lot more with this kind of token. You see it has got some identity scopes, headless CMS, CMP, which is components. You can do, using this token, you can pretty much manage everything in Sitecore for a lot of the products. You can see it like all of the scopes for all products are listed there. But the downside of this one, it's only valid for 10 minutes. It's meant for web browsing, and it's more secure to have it short-lived. And it's not meant for like day-to-day automation tasks. And the last one, it's kind of a mix of those previous two. You can see that it's got looks similar, like yeah, client name is CLI. So basically this token is what CLI can do. Expiration date, you can see that it's also valid for 1 day, which is good for like also some one-off automation. And regarding the scopes, it's also got all the scopes of the web token, components, search, discover, like anything you want to do with the APIs. This token, like CLI, allows you to do it. But if you want to do something custom, it also allows you to do it. So you can see we've tried out 3 different ways to query the APIs, and it's important, like when you've tried out something and you don't need that client anymore, just remove it. And yeah, that was pretty much it. That's how to use authentication when talking to Sitecore Composable APIs.